Hello everyone, welcome to Crayman's Kickoff. My name is Jesse Cray and I'm here again to share my thoughts on the weekend's games. In the Premier League, there's one more game left on Monday between West Ham and then Everton. However, some games have gone on this weekend and it's not particularly been pleasant for some teams, but for Arsenal, wow. Charlie, the people turn up. Arsenal is on some game right now. But the same cannot be said for some other teams. Now, before I start, let me just start with Arsenal because I think finally, Arsenal has a team that, in my opinion, are ready to actually do something in the league this season. I'm not saying to win it, I'm saying to do something, which means they could potentially win it. The way I'm seeing this Arsenal team, I think they are well organized, they are well built, physically, technically, they are well endowed, and also they have the squad depth to be able to go as far this season. Every department in this Arsenal team seems to be on top. They have so many options in quality, so that they can decide to tweak the game plan at any time. At Newcastle, it's never an easy ground to play. And if you watch today's game very well, you'd see that Arsenal kept pushing despite how hard Newcastle fought. Newcastle wasn't bad. They did play some good football today, but Arsenal's resilience was what got them the win. Look at Gabriel. Gabriel was so good today. The guy was giving JT vibes. It's been a while I've seen a defender on putting such attitude for his team. The presence that Gabriel Mangalis puts in the Arsenal back line is so immense, and I think aerially he's so powerful. Technically, for a defender, I don't think he's so bad, and Arsenal is actually scoring every corner this season because the team, like I said earlier on, they are well built, they are tall. Arsenal players tall, they're tall. And we need to pay closer attention to them. I don't like Arsenal. I always say it, and I wish they suffer. But it doesn't look good for me this season. This season, finally, I am actually afraid that Arsenal might be able to win the league this season. However, it's still early days. I cannot say that things cannot change in the course of the season because with the likes of Champions League football, Carabao, FA Cup, and the likes, it normally puts it changes the direction of the teams. But Arsenal still has the depth to be able to manage these situations. So I think I'm still of the view that Arsenal will do great this season. They will do better than they did last season. Of course, it's just an opinion. I've always said that this season, if you watch Liverpool closely, you would realize that they've been grinding out wins. It's always good to be able to have a team that can be able to still win you a game even when they are not playing well. But I think it's been far too consistent this season for Liverpool to be struggling with performances but be able to get a win. It's only a matter of time until teams actually find a way to crack you. And that's what Crystal Palace did. They were resilient at the back and they were able to pull the win also against Liverpool. The performance that Liverpool has actually been putting in this season, to me, hasn't been quite convincing. They've just been managing to win games because they have very good quality up front. But when it comes to the performance of the entire team, I'm not really seeing the Liverpool of, should I say last season? Yeah, I can say last season, but more like the Liverpool of Jurgen Klopp. It might be early days, and sometimes, teams do have a slow start to the season. Whilst they are slow at putting up top performances and they are able to grind out the wins, then it's only a matter of time that their confidence also rises, which can also bring more positive results. But my problem is just that I thought the confidence, things were going to change with time, with the performance. But normally when teams like Crystal Palace comes in and then takes a win from you, then it actually brings your team, the morale of the team down, and you still have to now find ways to pick yourself up again and see how you can now improve on performances. I don't think this is so much of a blow for Liverpool. I think they have the squad that can also do great this season. and in the next game against Chelsea is going to be two teams that are trying to redeem themselves from a loss. So it's going to be quite a game in the coming weekend. And I feel Enzo Maresca wants to emulate Pep some way, okay, with the systems he put in place and how he wants his teams to play. But I don't think he has quite figured it out yet, or the players are yet to figure it out. How Enzo Maresca wants to play. Why am I saying this? If you look closely, you would realize that most of the times he wants Reece James and the likes of Cucurella to tuck into the middle to push Enzo Fernandez to also join Cole Palmer and create like a double 10 with two players on the flank and a central man. And without the ball, these players should drift out wide again to also form a balance for the team. Now, to have Cucurella is able to do these coming in and then moving out, but Reece James doesn't have the flexibility to be able to move in and move out. Okay, he's more direct he's more of a direct player. He likes to bomb forward from the flanks and take a player on and put in that cross. If we want to look at Enzo Maresca's teams recently, you realize that he's been using Malo Gusto a bit more, unless maybe Malo Gusto is injured, or maybe he suffered a blip in form or something. But when he's on his game, he's normally preferred ahead of Reece James, because Malo Gusto actually has that flexibility better than Reece James. But Malo Gusto is not as good as Reece James when he's on the right flank actually bombing forward. I'm saying it again, we know Reece James is one of the best right backs, because when he gets there and he puts in that cross, it's almost a goal. Look at the goal we scored against, a testament is the goal we scored against Brighton. It was Reece James again on the right putting in that cross. The same thing happened against Manchester United. It was Reece James again on the right putting in that cross. Reece James is a specialist in this area, and I think that Enzo Maresca needs to understand this and use him to his best, because when you use Reece James to his best, he's an additional weapon to the team. Reece James on the flanks is an additional weapon. He can score and give you an assist. Generally, the team started very well. I like the aggression, the fight, and everything that they started with. And it was unfortunate for Andre Santos after doing so well within the game to actually give that sloppy pass that actually led to the goal and the red card. Now, after the red card, Enzo Maresca again, in my opinion, gets confused, because after the red card, normally after a red card, you want to look for players, okay, who can put in a shift, okay. So for instance, like Andre Santos can actually double up in actually playing the central midfield, okay, and trying to join attack on occasions when you're a man down. When you bring Malo Gusto on for Estival, what communication are you giving to the opposition? Then you are telling the opposition that I am scared, so I'm trying to defend the one goal I have. But you see, you don't have to do that when you are one man down. You don't always have to switch to ultra defending when you're one man down. You could have actually left Estival on, okay, and let Reece James stay on the flanks and keep Andre Santos and Caicedo in front of those two, in front of the defense. Okay, and we know João Pedro is a fighter. He can be able to hold onto the ball here and there for other players to actually come and join him attack. Pedro Neto is also quick. He can actually run with the ball. So I don't see why there was a need to actually bring, bring Malo Gusto on to play on the right flanks. I don't get it. You see, again, we had 5 defenders, and now the team was coming at us. They were throwing everything at us, and we lost. The final thing is that we lost 3-1. So your choices still didn't do anything. So why don't you just let the players play their normal football? Why do you have to switch ultra defending? I don't understand though. One red card. Leave Santos on to help Caicedo in the middle, bring Enzo Fernandez off, and then bring in Josh, a champion like you did. Okay? Now, leave Estival on the pitch. Let him be there to help in attack. Okay? Because these people will be coming at us when we are one man down, and they'll be leaving pockets of spaces behind. Another reason why you have to leave your attack, some members in your attack, is because when players are in attack, it doesn't allow the team's defense to push forward. It keeps them behind because they know they have to look out for these attacks. They have to look out for counter. You see, but when you remove your attackers and you bring defenders, then the defenders of the other team now begin to push forward because they know that these defenders don't have the technical ability to outrun them and go and score. A typical example is when the ball Enzo Fernandez laid for Gusto. He could have just gone forward with it. You see, but he knew he couldn't. Simple decisions I think Enzo Maresca can make for us to win games or even draw the game. He makes us lose them. Clearly, he's not good at managing the team when we're a man down. I think he has to do something about it. Yesterday was supposed to be a good day because we started really well, but I don't fault anyone for the foul, for the red card and the red card or the poor pass. It can happen in a game. So, but I'm interested in the game management after the red card, which we could not have it. So we lost to Brighton. It's sad, but what can we do? The other game too was Manchester City. We know Pep Guardiola has started cooking now that he has Rodri and the likes of Rodri and the others back. He's begun to cook. Because the number of goals they scored 5 goals, and that's enough confidence going into the next game. So Pep Guardiola, we have to look out for him. I always say that Pep Guardiola, when the season starts, you actually think that his team is going to be shaky until he gives you 10 wins on a row. Then you know that, bro, that guy is coming. So you can never rule Pep Guardiola's teams out. He's made a lot of changes. It's going to take time for them to understand the mathematics of the way he plays. So we have to be on the lookout for Pep Guardiola. Overall, I think it's been a weekend of full action. The games were all nice, even though not exciting for me personally because we lost the game. And I was hoping Arsenal would also do me a favor by losing so that we can all have peace going into this week. But it looks like that is not going to happen. So anyway, these are my opinions for the weekend. And let me not forget, Madrid also lost by 5 goals to 2 to Atletico Madrid. I need to mention that because that team is another team that I dislike. But I just hope Barcelona also lose, then we keep going. But overall, in the Premier League, it's been a great weekend of action. And that is what the Premier League gives to you. It gives you full action, and which you'll never get anywhere. Because in the Premier League, the intensity, the drive, the fight, the everything, you have everything in football in the Premier League. That's why in my opinion, is the best league in the whole world. Games. On that note, these are my thoughts on the games. My name is Jesse Cray. This is Crayman's Kickoff. Ciao.